Hey, dating in your 30s? You need to listen to this. There are these ladies who date at their 30s, and I know it can be gut wrenching, whereby you feel like so much time has gone, and you're 30. There's no stable relationship. The man is not giving signs of settling down, and here you are. There's a lot of pressure back at home. Mom and dad are like, when is he coming? When are we gonna meet the man? And you're there, you're wondering now, what am I going to say? Because this guy hasn't popped the question. I'm not understanding this guy. Or even at that age, 30 and above, or most likely from 28, that's where the pressure starts kicking in. And you'll be like, whoa, my biological clock is clicking, is ticking. I need to get myself a man. I need to settle down. I need to have children. My peers are all married, you know, or maybe my sisters have all settled down. People are watching me. People are looking at me like, you, when? Now listen to this. Having been there, whereby you're 30 and you don't have a stable relationship, or there's no man in sight. You've dated unsuccessfully. You've dated for 6 months. Maybe the guy ghosts you. You've dated for a month. You've dated for a year. And it never materialized into anything important. Having been there, I would like to explain what I did, because I was also there. I understand that this can be very challenging. It is lonely. Because you find that no, you cannot meet your peers. Your peers have settled. Most of them have settled. And back at home, people look at you like you have a problem. You have a problem. You need to start going out. You need to start putting yourself out there so that you can get yourself a man. You find even some of our aunts go to an extreme of trying to fix you with a guy in the area or with a guy they know. That maybe you failed, or maybe you're not searching, maybe we can help you. And so it is very intriguing, it is heart-wrenching. Especially mothers, they keep asking this question, when is he coming? It's getting late. And some of these mothers think that, I'm getting ashamed. People are asking me when my daughter is gonna get married. Or people maybe think that my daughter doesn't have market, or she's not good enough, or I never trained her well, or maybe I've caged her. There are all these things, scenarios that go around families are questioning, why are you not married? Why are you still single? Your time has run out. Your peers are having children. Your peers have 3 4 kids, and you're here. And some of these parents, they pray so much. They pray for you. Sometimes you can listen to our mothers praying while crying, because maybe they're wondering, why is my daughter here at this age not married? Because I want you to realize that our mothers, by the time they were 30, they were done giving birth. They were like giving birth at 19, 20, 21, 22. That was then in the 80s, and in the 70s. So when they see that you're 30, you're 28, you're 35, you're 40, and you're not up to par with your peers, you don't have children, they think you're so old. Some of our mothers go to the prayer mountain to cry and pray, like somebody has to show up. Somebody has to come to my daughter's rescue, because my daughter's time is running out. Or, they start arranging, maybe you should bring your son. Maybe your son can match my daughter's. We don't know. Maybe they can be an item, especially when the parents are friends. They do that. And so it is tricky, and you don't really necessarily have a problem. You don't have a problem dating in the 21st century. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. Because number one, the woman is so much empowered. The woman is empowered. Um, the girl child is more stronger these days than back then. The girl child have a say. The girl child is going for the bag. The girl child is sitting in the boardroom making big decisions. Not necessarily also in the boardroom. Even the girl child is advancing herself slowly. The girl child has a voice. So most of these men are intimidated. And another thing is sometimes you should also look at yourself. What are my values? What am I? Why am I dating unsuccessfully? What is wrong? Have your values in place. If you know who you really are, as they always say, you attract your kind. You attract your kind. If you're a narcissist, you're going to attract a narcissist. If you came from a broken home, you're going to attract a person who came from a broken background. If you're healthy and whole, you're not going to attract a narcissist. You're going to attract somebody who is healthy and whole. So don't settle for less until you find out who you really are. And then find somebody who has the same values that you carry. If you know that there's certain group of people that I cannot work with, just go after the people who have your values. Don't go after people who don't have the values that you do have, because if you run with pressure, if you go with pressure from home, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. If you say, no, I need to rush before 35, I need to settle down before I reach 40, you're going to crash. You're going to make a big mistake. You're going to settle for less than you deserve. And then you'll find yourself stuck in a marriage that is not working because you are pressured into it. Because you needed to show people, oh yeah, I can get myself a man too. You really don't have to talk about me. I will shut your mouth. I'm going to get a man myself. This is about you. Shut your ears. Close your ears. Close them. Focus. Because if you don't focus, you're going to fail. It is true that the time has gone, but you still can make the best decision that you're going to enjoy. Good men are out here. Don't be cheated. They are good men, godly men, and God is faithful. Apart from actively looking and putting yourself out there, work on yourself. Be authentic and look deep inside you. What do I have that maybe is not attracting this gentleman? Do I have anger issues? Am I selfish? Because being selfish, there are people who just love their space. Somebody else invading their space, they are like, I'm just used to being myself. I'm just using to run my business all on my own. So, somebody else coming into my life, I just feel like it's a bother. Somehow you could be introverted, but also it could also be, some sort of selfishness. So, look deep inside yourself. Do I get hungry quickly? Am I outgoing? Am I loving? So many things can block a potential person to see you as a wife, to see you as somebody that I can settle down with, that they can settle down with. So work on yourself, work on your attitude, work on your anger, work on your values, and then you'll find yourself that you will do a self-discovery, like, this is who I am. That's what I did for about 1 year before I eventually settled down. I realized that to some degree I have a lot of anger. When I broke, when the guy ghosts me, or when the guy was not showing some sort of seriousness, I would just insult them so much. I realized this is an issue that I need to work on. I really used to have anger issues. and I worked on it because you see, all the previous relationships whereby I used to be in, and I get into this new relationship, I used to carry anger and bring them into my new relationship. I just knew that that is something that I have to work on. I just have to work on my emotions, you know. I just have to be authentic. I just have to show up authentically. I just have to be a giver, because to be in a relationship, you have to be a giver. You know, you cannot afford to be selfish, because this is a relationship, this is a partnership, this is a commitment. You need to show up fully. You need to show up fully, not 50%, 100%. You have to give it your best shot. So, ladies that are above 30, most likely, work on work on your anger, work on your emotions, work on your values. You're gonna attract the right man once you look deep within your heart, the weaknesses and the strengths that you have. Just ask yourself, I'm looking for such and such and such type of man, maybe intelligent, a giver, good looking, a man who loves deeply, a man who is open-minded, a man who is generous. Do I have such? Yes, I'm looking for such qualities. Do I have such kind of qualities that I'm looking for? I'm looking for a generous man. Am I generous? I'm looking for an open-minded kind of person. Am I open-minded? I'm looking for a man that is kind. Am I kind? I'm looking for a man who doesn't have anger issues. Do I have anger issues? I'm looking for a man, that is hardworking, that is a lover of God. Am I hardworking? Do I love God? So those are the bare minimums that you should look at. Those are the things that you should look at, because don't go looking out for something that you don't have. Because remember, the other party also wants somebody as good as you want them. So first show up as a good person, and then you'll get a good person. It's that easy. Show up as a good person, and in some weaknesses, just pray to God to help you. Because some of these weaknesses, we get them from our families. Like, for example, things that are passed down on anger. You just find yourself not being able to control your emotions. You have anger issues. Just tell God to help you, so that when you're pissed or when you're angry, you don't pour that anger to somebody else. When you come from a broken home, there's a lot of dysfunction that has been passed on from your family. Some things that are beyond you. So you need to pray. You need to tell God to help you overcome such dysfunction, because it can be a challenge coming from a broken home, coming from a dysfunctional family, whereby just you didn't see normal things in your families. Maybe your mom and dad used to fight, so they never modeled a good marriage to you. So that could also be a challenge when it comes to dating. Now you want a marriage, but you never saw a good example. That can pose as a challenge, because when you see a negative picture, you cannot unsee it. You'll transfer this picture into the future. When you see, when a good marriage is modeled before you, you're going to see it, and you're going to try to develop what you see. So many things can pose as a challenge, things that have been passed down from our family members. So work on yourself, and above all, pray. Because the Bible says, none shall lack their mate. None shall lack their mate, meaning everybody on earth, as long as you desire a mate, he or she is there. Because God is the one who created us, so he is true to his word. He knows if you want a mate, he will provide. But work on yourself, be the best version of yourself, and show up authentically as you can be. And there are things that you should be working on. Just don't expect too much, because you're dealing with human beings. You're not dealing with angels. Don't put too much expectation on a fellow human being. Don't go after money so much. Don't go after looks so much. don't go after the status so much. There are things that matter in a relationship. So thank you guys. Take that into consideration. Bye.